Hi, welcome to KDKW Radio Time. I'm your sh- I'm your host DS Walk, and this is my radio show. Please like, subscribe, and share my show because it helps brother out in the algorithm. Today, today we're gonna talk about the latest news in music, but this music involves hip hop. So I know everybody know who is Julio Foolio, the Jacksonville rapper who goes by his real name, Charles Jones, who was gunned down June 23rd, 2024. Died at the age of 26. I just want to say that 6 lives were lost on that day. Julio was one of them, but also the men and women who set out to end his life, or I should say, unplug his cable box, disconnect his cable, who wanted to set up a meeting between him and Jesus. And they accomplished that. 6 lives were lost because this was not just any type of murder or killing, this was gang related. A gang related issue that involves in the city of Jacksonville, Florida. This young man was killed in Tampa, Florida. They followed him on his birthday. How did they know his location? He was putting it out there on social media. This is a gang related beef where before him, many were killed. Family, friends, other artists. It saddens me that to see young people would take street beef, rap beef, this far out into ending lives. In the process, ending their own lives because these five individuals will not be getting out of prison until they die. So that's why I said 6 lives going too soon. Family and many of the parents are not prepared to say goodbye to their kids. The 5 individuals, Sean Gathright, 18 years old at the time the kid, now he's 20 years old. He was convicted of first-degree murder and recommended life for prison without possibility of parole. Rashad Murphy, 30 years old. He was convicted of first-degree murder and recommended for life in prison without possible parole. Davion Murphy, 27 years old. Found guilty of first-degree murder and recommended life for prison. Isaiah Chance, he was 21 at the time of the murder. A member of the ATK gang. He was identified as a scout who tracked Julio's movement before the shooting. He was convicted of first-degree murder and recommended life in prison. Alicia Andrews, 21 years old. Acted as a lookout and helped track the rapper's location. She was found guilty of manslaughter in 2025. These young men and women are going to spend the rest of their lives, except for Miss Andrews, who was charged with manslaughter. She will be getting out some decades down the road. So she will be able to rehabilitate her life and be able to be welcomed back into society. The other 4 men, they're gone forever. They will not have a name anymore. They will have a number. And when they die, they will be dead. They will have their TV turned off with a number. As parents, we're not always prepared for this. We raise our kids to respect each other, not to kill each other. We do everything we can to keep our kids out the streets. We do everything we can to tell them about violence, the consequences. And sometimes they don't listen. And sometimes they have to learn the hard way. Well, this is the hard way. When you get your freedom taken away and when you hear those doors close, that's when reality hits. I seen the clip of the young man, Sean Gathright, when he was in court, when they sentenced to life. And a former prison warden was telling him he is healthy enough, fit enough to do hard labor to work outside, doing railroads, whatever odd job he needs to do for the prison to make money. They're going to break that young man down. That young man's going to be doing hard labor for the rest of his life. And when he was talking about it, and when he got done, and when the cameras focused right onto that young man, you see him broke down in tears because he knew his life was over. He knew that at that point, he is done. See, when you out here committing these type of crimes, that's your consequences. Life in prison. You can be locked up like an animal. Something that us parents, something that we preach to our kids day in, day out. Stay out of trouble. Don't run with the wrong crowd. Stay away from gangs. Stay away from drugs. Because it can only lead you to a bad road. This is the road that led these young men and women down. I'm quite sure that in time, or even now, when they think about this moment, when they think about what they did, they're going to ask themselves, was it worth it? Was it worth killing or tracking this young man? Was it worth taking his life? Because now I just sacrificed my life. Was it worth it joining a gang? Was it worth doing the job for my gang family, for my other gang members? Because we didn't like this man. We didn't like him. Was it worth taking his life? Was it worth it knowing that that young man's mother or family members, is it worth it putting them through that hell? Is it worth putting your family through this hell? I'm quite sure the answer to that question would be no. I'm quite sure Julio Foolio made a lot of mistakes, and it's like he was part of a gang as well, gang related. And why was he killed? Authorities stated the shooting was premeditated. Foolio was a documented member of the 6 Block gang. The shooters were associated with a rival gang, ATK, and 1200. And the ambush was carried out as a targeted retaliation from the ongoing gang conflict in Jacksonville. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing your life over for. It's not worth being locked up for. It's not worth taking the life of a young man or anybody. This is why I believe that we have to get better in our community, because I'm tired. Everybody got to be tired of seeing young people out here taking lives or taking their own lives or out here doing stuff they shouldn't be doing. Regardless of how we feel about a certain person, we can hate them, we can despise them, we can think the worst of them. I promise you, they're not worth killing because you ended your life. And your family is going to look at you and talk about you, what could have been. You will be now in the past tense category. You locked up doing life in prison. You will not be mentioned. You will be talking the past contents. Or I remember when he was like this. I remember we used to do this. Yeah, I miss him. Yeah, I miss her. God bless their soul. Then some of us might think here, be like, man, if I only could have just talked to them, or if I could have just did something. These are the hard lessons that we wish that we would never have to deal with or talk about or have our children experience. These are the roles that these young people took. This is the decision that they made to do. This is what they wanted to do. I pray for them. I pray for their families. I pray for all of them who are involved or still involved. I pray for their healing. Even though they will be locked up, won't be seen again, except for Miss Andrews. I pray that they heal and they understand that the crime they committed. I pray that they rehabilitate themselves even through lockup, even they doing life. Rehabilitate. Get an education while you're in there. I pray for them. Because they won't see a day of light anymore. But they can actually educate themselves and learn from their mistakes while they locked up. Because all they have is nothing but time. I know a lot of us, well, I'm going to say like this. You can say what you want about Julio Foolio, a.k.a. Charles Jones. You can say what you want about him. You can disagree with everything I say. I don't know the young man. I never listened to his music. I don't know why they killed him the way they did. I mean, I know why, but I just feel that it wasn't worth it. It's not worth it. And you say what you want about the young man. He deserved to be here. He deserved to be alive. He deserved to be around his family or make more music. He deserved that. He didn't deserve a death sentence. But I also understand that this is the life that you chose. This is the life that you want to be in. Gang life is gang life. Gang life ain't for everybody. But I also know in gang life, there's only two ways out. Unfortunately, for all the parties involved, they took those two ways. But there is a third way. Just walk away. Yeah, I know it sounds easy, but I know it's not. Being in the game, being around the influence, it's hard to separate. I mean, I hear from some people all the time who were part of the game. But I also know if you want to leave a mark a positive mark out here in this world, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to walk away. If you want to be a better man, better woman, better person in this society, it's okay to walk away from being the gang. You just got to have that want to do it. So, with that said, rest in peace, Mr. Jones. And I hope everybody listen to this show and understand that this world out here we live in, it's messed up. But it's going to take us to make this world a better place. It's up to us to protect our children. It's up to us to educate our children, our friends, our family. It's up to us to educate them. I'm talking about in all communities. It's up to us to stop the violence. Because we're the only ones that can do it. This has been KDKW Radio time. I'm your host, DS Walk. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share my show. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace and love.